internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward.
Take on it.
There's trillions of dollars parked around the world.
XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Well,
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get right in today's video. This is going to be by far one of my best videos that I have put together. I'm going to share a vision with you guys that I feel like should have been shared very long time ago. But in today's video, I feel like I'm going to unlock 25% of you that don't think XRP is going anywhere anytime soon. I'm going to tell you the reasonings why we haven't hit double digits yet and why 2024 is shaping up to be a very bullish year for XRP. Welcome back to another episode. I guarantee you what we're going to go over today is going to completely blow your mind, just the way we present it. Stick to the very end. You do not want to miss a second of this. I tweeted this out today. I'm genuinely happy it's taking a long time for XRP to make moves. All the uneducated paper hands in the XRP community can truly go somewhere else. So tired of these holders complaining. If you know what you hold and understand it, you got nothing to worry about. And today I'm going to back up what I said to you have nothing to worry about and give you the bigger picture. This right here is the central bank digital currency status. As you guys could see, we have a lot going on in pilots. Some of them are in proof of concepts, and we have a lot in the green with research. Okay, and then the only one we have active right now is in Nigeria, and that is the Naira, which we're going to get into, and Ripple is involved here as well. I don't even know where to begin in this episode because it's just so important. You don't want to miss this. Share this to everybody. So nothing has fully launched yet because they don't have the right pillars in place. They need a trust anchor. Yesterday we talked about trust anchors and Ripple being one of them. Christine Lagarde just put the icing on the cake for us, which we're going to get into in a moment. But take a look at what I put together here so you guys get a rough idea, and then I'll break it down in a moment. As you guys could see right here, this is the CBDC status map. There's a lot of reds here. And we talk about having a level playing field across all the economies because what they're trying to do is they're trying to connect every economy together so they could all move money and value around.
Interoperability of economies actually connect more than 200 countries, and particularly their payments and securities infrastructures with each other, always with financial institutions playing a front and center role.
The ability to enhance each other's understanding, the ability to connect the diverse economies, the 200 or so countries in the world, and make sure the payment system works for all different profiles of companies.
And with the red dots you see on the map, that's an interoperable system, and that's a system that is not active right now. And even if we were to see more adoption, take a look at this. You see how we have some are working, some are not. What people need to understand is one country isn't going to go full throttle with XRP while the recipient bank is not utilizing XRP, right? They're building a framework in the back end. Right here is a perfect example of why XRP hasn't seen any price movement yet, because it is meant for institutional adoption to have a bridge currency. And I just want to set the tone with a video by David Schwartz here. It's going to open your mind a lot to what we covered here and what he has to say. Take a listen.
Rolling out this new stablecoin, does that kind of freeze you guys out? Or I think it's actually helpful. One of the problems that people have is the ability to hold digital assets can be difficult, particularly with the volatility in some digital assets. Stablecoins are safer to hold if you can trust the issuer. So I think to that extent, it can be helpful because you still need liquidity. So if you imagine a dollar stable coin issued by JPM, and you have maybe some other dollar coins issued by companies like Circle, and everybody seems to be issuing a stable coin. And then you have stable coins in other currencies, because if you're not in the United States a dollar coin is not really all that stable, you still need liquidity between those stable coins. And I think it's also important to remember that these stable coins have counterparties, and there isn't a universal counterparty. There isn't some counterparty that everybody in the world can have equal access to. It's going to have to be in some jurisdiction. It's going to have to be part of some regulatory regime. And so I think if the vision is this sort of open participation, this sort of internet of money, collateralized stable coins will be players, but I think there will still have to be liquidity between them. And if you imagine dozens of stable coins, hundreds and hundreds of markets is probably not going to be as efficient as going through some sort of assets that aggregate, like the dollar does today. The dollar sort of aggregates demand for smaller currencies, and we see XRP playing that role.
And you're saying its openness is going to favor it because it's easy to move in and out of.
Yeah, I think if you can imagine, like, you might have a hub in one country and a hub in another region, how do you settle between those hubs? You need something that's neutral. You need something that's kind of jurisdictionless. If you want a sort of open participation ecosystem, you can't have things that are controlled by a single party at the center.
And we see XRP playing that role as like the US dollar for the future.
Rapid changes are taking place in the global monetary system that may affect the international role of the dollar in the future.
And a lot of people underestimate what's about to happen in this blockchain sector. I mean, take a listen to what David Cunningham from Citibank, looking over digital assets, says here about trillions in daily volume.
We're truly seeing large organizations do things at a scale which we haven't seen before using this technology, and those who have skills to help empower regular financial market infrastructure and regular players like globally systematically important banks like ourselves to operate in this space. We need your skills and we need your help, and I think we're going to see a massive adoption. In the next number of years where this really grows in the regulated space too, which is really exciting. But I think the key thing about all of this is that every element of doing this in a regulated environment takes some time and takes some effort and takes some coordination and takes a lot of work in terms of standards and standard setting as well. So, for me, I'm really excited to see how this tech is going to really massively scale over the next few years into many trillions of volume and scale on a daily basis. Right. For me, I'm really excited to see how this tech is going to really massively scale over the next few years into many trillions of volume and scale on a daily basis.
Right. And going back to the launch CBDC in Nigeria, take a look at this. This is this year. Nigeria's Naira 1 year later. And I'm not going to get into connections here with the IMF and Ripple, XRP and all that. But just know, NDAs, it's happening behind the scenes. So May 16th, 2023, 1 year after. Listen to what they said here. So here is the PDF. And here we have a Ripple PDF. An overview for faster payments into Nigeria. What are the odds? And they say that 60% within Nigeria are unbanked, and that is what Ripple is trying to solve. And some of the main points here that really stuck out to me, listen to this. Going forward, CBN should keep modernizing its monetary policy operational framework to effectively deal with possible liquidity and funding shocks caused by the acceleration of e-Naira adoption. So they're saying that Central Bank of Nigeria should keep modernizing its monetary policy because they could be hit with a liquidity and funding shock if the CBDC adoption picks up in Nigeria. And listen to this one. A more game-changing cost saving is likely to occur in the context of a multi-currency CBDC platform, which is being experimented by a few central banks, because that would allow direct CBDC to CBDC interoperability without the need for a foreign exchange arrangement through a correspondent banks. Therefore, it would be very important for SSA banks to design a technological models of CBDC in such way that it may be interoperable with other CBDCs. Are you kidding me? Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and smash that like button. Can we go over and hit 2,000 likes? It is completely free. Go ahead and smash that like button. And now moving on to Project Guardian, we missed something big here, okay? Project Guardian covers 4 key areas: open interoperable networks, trust anchors, asset tokenization, and institutional grade DeFi protocols. And here we have Christine Lagarde talking about trust anchors, which is going to tie into Ripple.
Where do we stand? We central bankers, we have been operating as a monetary anchor in relation to the commercial banks and the private money. If we are not in that game, if we are not involved in experimenting, in innovating in terms of digital central bank money, we risk losing the role of anchor that we have played for many, many decades.
And that is why Ripple is big in the ECB. And here we have the service layer for trust anchors. They will be doing the FX, derivatives, lending, the exchange, the asset management, Ripple's liquidity hub, wink, wink, okay, falls underneath that. As trust anchors, regulated financial institutions screen. And remember what Mike Novogratz said?
Hats off to Brad Garlinghouse and his team. Ripple is now, a institution.
Verify and issue digital identities in the form of verifiable credentials to entities that wish to access specific financial services. And I've said this in the past, and I'll say it again, Ripple has built a network of trust and is a trust anchor within these financial institutions. And a lot of people miss that point. And a lot of people are focused on the price of XRP rather than what they're building. And now let's get back into this diagram that I put together. We are going to see success once the green light comes on everywhere like this. Okay, as you guys could see, we have the XRP in the background, we got the countries, and then now we have everybody on the system and they're all working together. So do you see what I'm trying to tell you guys here? That if you look at this one, that's an interconnected payment mechanism right there. Okay, it's just not going to work. Just looking at it, this is the way we should be looking at it when you're looking at what XRP is set out to solve, and that is to connect every economy together and have a jurisdictionless asset that everybody agrees on. Again, it doesn't even need to be if everybody agrees to it. It's about how many countries are going to utilize it as a bridge for their payments. I've said this in the past, I'll say it again. It's going to be the asset with the most liquidity in it that is going to do really well in the future for payments. It underpins the financial infrastructure, and a lot of people still don't understand that. So this is where we are today. And even if we proceed with some countries using it, which will not happen, they will not roll it out. Why would you roll out a system that looks like this when you could wait, get everything ready, get the regulation ready, have a perfect oversight of what's about to happen, and then you roll out the infrastructure, and 2024 is looking like is going to be the year that's going to lead into a multi-year bull market. And then this is their end game. Green lights everywhere, connected economies, tokenized assets, value being moved like sending email. And don't forget about the revenue. Let's cover this for a moment here. Don't worry about the revenue that the banks are going to miss out on. The banks are going to make so much money in getting into crypto at a $1.6 trillion market cap. These guys are going to ride this market from $1.6 trillion to $100 trillion. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of gains that they're going to be doing by holding digital assets. So any kind of revenue that they will miss out on in the next 10 years will equal out with the gains that they're going to get with the new infrastructure, with the new assets that are coming out. And those are your digital assets like Chainlink, Ethereum, Cardano. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate every single one of you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I call this the stairway to heaven. One at a time. That's what happens. One pumps, the other comes back down, and others pump, they come back down, and they pump again, and it's just going to be that cycle. People are going to be FOMOing in, and we haven't even seen anything yet. And if you guys made it to the end of the video, I have something very, very special dropping. within the next, hopefully, 5 days. It's something that I've been working on for 2.5 months. You guys are going to absolutely love it. The meaning behind it is absolutely insane. Very excited to show it to you guys. I know you guys are all going to love it. I absolutely, to this day, am still kind of shocked with how this is all here. So I can't wait to share that with you guys, and we will be back with another video.
We started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch. I think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.